continue. That's a pity, I forgot to record the previous part. Yes. Okay, so 1 second, I have to minimize everything that I have here. So how do we coach strong emotions? One thing that we can definitely do is to slow down so that what is under the water level can become more visible. And we are kind of topping up the safety and trust through allowing this bigger space for the person, right? Because when emotions are present, the most important thing is the safety. So we may have to make sure that the safety is there and it takes all the space. And then what we can do is when we notice the emotion, we can acknowledge. So I'm sensing there's a certain sadness when you speak. And then we can kind of be with the client where they are at. So they understand or they feel that they are understood and they can be with however they are feeling. Once they start thinking, explore, we can support them with exploration of asking them, so how do you feel? What is happening for you? And we can support them to tell more. And we can tell them things like, I am with you. You can take all the time you want. There are a couple of more phrases that I will share with you in the next slide. And we can stay present, responsive, and still be this seeing, hearing, feeling, sensing partner to them while they are processing the emotions. In terms of the process and in terms of a couple of questions or ways to approach, you will have, don't take anything like a plan of things to do. So I want to share a couple of ways of being with clients when they have emotions. So it can start, maybe they don't express that I'm feeling this way, but you are noticing, you are responding to the client's being, so you can share with them, I noticed that you kind of closed yourself when you talked about this. And then what's happening for you? And if you notice, I felt there was a certain sadness. And if they accept that this is their emotion and they kind of feel safe with you, you can explore further. Like, how are you feeling? What emotion is present right now? You can explore the emotional stance of the person so they can kind of recognize their own world, inner world. An example of a question, you can have your own questions around this. What is the texture of this feeling? So where do you feel it in your body? How is it for you to have this emotion right now? What does this emotion want to communicate to you? So that they can kind of make meaning in this moment and they can recognize their needs in this moment. What do you need? Here we don't say anything, we don't help them. So let's go here, let's change the topic. So this might be the pitfalls that we might fall because we are seeing them sad. Okay, you might want to ask a new question that brings the topic to somewhere else, but it's really the place of slowing down, because if an emotion is present, it wants to be processed, but only if the client wants that. The client would also say that, okay, I don't want to talk about it, I want to change the topic. And then as coaches, we don't insist. We don't say, oh, but there was a sadness there. Let's stop there. We allow the client to make choices for themselves about what they want to talk about, what they want to feel about in this session. Usually, if they feel understood and you have safety and trust, they might want to explore and share this further, but it might also happen that they don't want it and they change the topic, and that's okay. So we record this information and we ask them, how do you want to continue from here? There was the concept of supporting, acknowledge and support. So how do we support the coaches? Apart from creating space, there are things that we can do, but here we have to be conscious so that we don't go into the savior mode. What we are kind of underlying the safety and trust here, saying, I'm here with you. You can take as much as time as you like to feel however you feel. You can, the coach can even say, depending on what would support the client best in this moment. So you can say, that really feels difficult. So we don't undermine their emotions. We are with them and we are noticing that takes courage or kind of right now to think about it, to talk about it. We can say these things to support the client to feel that way and be held in this safe space so they can move forward with what is appearing for them when they experience these emotions. But of course, our purpose in the coaching is not to feel the emotions or understand the reasons why the emotions are there, then we are stepping into the therapy aspect. If you are like, why do you feel this way? What makes you feel that? Was this feeling present before? What was the first time that you felt that? These would be explorations of like the past and going towards the therapy aspect of things. But when we are noticing the shifts in the energy of the client, when we are seeing that they are shifting something, that they are finding a calmer place, we can share it with them. So what have you discovered? I noticed there's a sense of settlement in you, or something like this would be the wrap-up way of moving forward. And you can ask, like, how do you feel right now? What have you learned about yourself in this instance when you shared this, when you experienced this emotional point? And how would you like us to move forward from here? Could be some of the ways that you can wrap this emotional state up. It could also be, how does this relate to what you really want to achieve? And then they can say, well, this was blocking me and now I understand, but I still need some support or whatever. This can also be a way to wrapping up or connecting to what the focus of the session is and what the bigger goals of the client are. But this is like a couple of ideas for you to work with the emotions, so that you have, as ICF is saying, the coach is confident of working with the emotions. So you can be confident with, in either case, you are kind of looking at the client and asking them, what do they want to do with this? What do they feel right now? And where do they want to go from here? You don't have to do anything else to serve them, just apart from being with them and asking them what they want to do with this. And you have these options of creating awareness as well. So now, after me talking so much, I want you to take it into a kind of a proper coaching session. I wanted you just to be present. Now I want you to be present and to coach. I talked a lot. I think we will have 10 minutes each, and we will probably, when we come back, we'll like spend another 5 minutes or so, and I can stay longer for any questions or any observations that you have. Here, oh, we have Liliana coming, we have to read the doors. Here I will ask you as the coachee to bring a topic that you find difficult to move forward with, maybe something you are stuck, something that there is like, there will be some emotions probably present. Probably it might not be like, I'm crying like crazy, but here as the coach, you can bring the emotions forward by this noticing aspect of it. When the person is expressing their struggles, stuckness, difficulty, you can be kind of really being with them and seeing, when you said it, there was this like sharing the shifts of energy. And if there is a moment of like big emotions, then you can practice what we have talked about. And if you have as a coach, if you have a topic that you feel there's a lot of emotions and there's a goal around it, bring also that, of course. I don't want you to struggle to kind of bring a lot of emotional topics. In any coaching session, there are emotions anyway. So your practice can be really being with and noticing the subtle shifts that is not only in the word, but in the energy level. Observe and sense emotions. Like you can practice this, I sense there is a sadness, and let the client say yes or no. Like it's your thinking or your sensing is not the ultimate truth. You can practice that. You can explore if they accept this or they name what they are feeling. You can explore, what does that feel like? What does it tell to you? You can show empathy. You can use one of these tools if there are big emotions, like I'm with you, take all the time you want, and have additional silence and this space for the coach, and slow down. And in between what you have practiced before, notice your own reactions, like really, I don't want to save the client, want to change the topic, but I'm staying here and I'm slowing down and I'm with you. This